Flicks,
where we combine our love of movies, our librarian sense of nostalgia,
and my lame jokes.
We'll be watching the first 30 minutes of a classically labeled chick flick and then talk about it.
Then we'll let you know if you should watch it or not.
Get ready to find your next lame love story.
Hey everyone, it's Miss Katrina.
And Miss Sam.
Today is our last episode of Chick Flicks, and we broke out our book banner in honor of Elle Woods, who we'll be talking about today because we are talking about Legally Blonde. You can find this on Netflix. It's currently streaming, and I think it's in the top 10 right now.
Of course it is.
So let's start from the beginning. We see Elle getting ready, and there's also like a girl riding a bike through campus.
Well, it's showing the sorority house.
So yeah, you see like all her like fun-looking college stuff that's happening on campus, which like my college did not look like this at all. So she shows up at a sorority house, and we find out that Elle is the head of the sorority.
She's the president.
She is the president, and she gets a glittery letter delivered. And then all the girls are signing it, and we find out it's like a card for Elle. So they're all like working out and getting ready and signing this card for Elle.
And then we find out the card is because she thinks she's getting engaged to her rich boyfriend.
Which longtime boyfriend. I think they've been dating for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he told her it was going to be like a special night or something to get dressed up. So they do. They help her. They go out to buy her a special outfit for the night. And we get a sense of like the sales lady is being a little sketchy.
Because they think she's a dumb blonde, but she's not.
So she tries to sell her like a really cheap on sale gown. And Elle is like, I know more about fashion than you, and kind of like destroys the lady.
Yes.
It gives us a little bit of a sense that Elle is more than she seems, right? She's not just this dumb blonde who is president of the sorority. She actually knows what she's talking about.
We flash forward to later that night. She's all ready. Warner, who is her boyfriend, comes into the house looking super cool because he thinks he's really cool.
Wearing his sunglasses inside. Ooh, I hate when people do that. They go to a fancy dinner, and he says that he expects a lot out of her because he wants to be a senator before he's 30, so he has to break up with her.
And that is not what she was expecting.
No, none of us were really expecting that. They're very like lovey-dovey before they even leave.
And then all of a sudden he's like, we need to break up because you're not good enough.
Yeah, he says he needs to marry a Jackie, meaning Jackie Kennedy, and not a Marilyn, like Marilyn Monroe. So someone like proper and quiet, not like a beautiful blonde.
She causes a scene at the restaurant. He tries to blame it on the salad, like people believe that she's crying over a salad.
Oh, she's loud crying too, like everyone's like...
It was dramatic.
If my boyfriend broke up with me in a restaurant, I would cause a scene.
Especially if you thought you were getting engaged.
Yeah, let me tell you. Oof.
Like no notice that you were getting broken up with because you're not good enough.
I might end up doing something real bad at the restaurant. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, she walks out, and he kind of follows her home, tries to get her in the car, and finally gets her in the car by saying that if she doesn't, she's gonna ruin her shoes.
Which, like, I understand. She was probably wearing like expensive shoes.
I'm sure. So when they're in the car, he's kind of like, I need someone more serious. She's like, what do you mean? Everyone likes me. I'm not like rich or I'm rich. I'm not like trashy. I grew up in Bel Air next to Aaron Spelling.
Really?
I thought it was also really funny. And he gets her, and then he drops her off at the sorority house.
And then we flash forward to her being depressed, watching a soap opera.
Eating chocolate.
Yelling at the TV.
I mean, I yell at the TV on a good day, so. Her friends come in and say that she has to leave. It's been a week already, and they bring her to get a manicure, which, like, that cheers me up regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great way. She's at the place, and she's flipping through a magazine, and she sees an engagement announcement for his older brother.
To a Vanderbilt.
Yes, and she shows the old lady, and she's like, this is what I need to be. And the lady goes, what, deformed? Because she's like not a pretty looking girl. But then she decides that she needs to go to Yale Law School because that girl was a law student, and that's the kind of girl
that's going to Harvard.
Well, no, that girl was going to Yale, so she decides she's going to Harvard.
Because that's where Warner is going. So obviously, best way is just to show up on the first day of law school. at Harvard.
And then he'll fall in love with her. Like, this is a great plan. So she tells her parents she's going to go to Harvard Law School. And they're like, law school is for boring, ugly, serious people.
And she is none of those things.
Which, again, I thought was really funny. So she goes to her school counselor, and again, she's like, yeah, I'm going to go to Harvard. Which, like, I mean, she's got some confidence. Just being like, I'm going to Harvard. I don't need any full.
Her counselor was kind of like, what's your backup?
She's like, I don't need any backups. I'm going to Harvard.
She's going.
She does say she has a 4.0 in fashion management, which is what she's going to her California school for. Fashion merchandising management. Oh, I guess it's kind of the same. And the counselor tells her she needs 175 on her LSATs, which is like the SATs, but for law school. So it's like the big test to see how you do, to see how well you'll do in school.
So she starts studying for this test, and also we see the flashes of her entrance video.
Yes. So let's talk about her studying first, and then we can talk about the video, because that video is like epic. So she's studying, her friends are helping her, and let me tell you, she tells her friends that she wants to go to law school, and they're like, why? And she explains it, and they're like, okay, we'll do whatever we can to help. And like, those are good friends.
Yes.
You know, like, I really expected her friends to be like, you want to go to law school? Ew. And just like dump her and do other fun things. But they're like, you can borrow my lucky scrunchie. Like, those are great friends. They're all about it. So yeah, she's studying for her LSATs, and we see her, she finally gets the test back, and she gets a 179. So she does have her scores high enough to make it.
And she applies to law school.
She does.
This video.
The video starts in the pool, like you do. She tells us all about the stuff she did in college, like dealing with generic versus name brand toilet paper.
And how she runs her sorority house.
She's the president. She remembers details about shows like Days of Our Lives, which, I mean, that's a really convoluted show, so that's like applauding. She also uses legal jargon in her everyday life, which is great. And then it ends with her in a bikini in a pool, which we later find out is the best thing she could have done, because all those old men at the Harvard admission table sitting around discussing her
figure out how to get her into Harvard.
Oh yeah, they're all about it. They're like, we need diversity. Let's have her in. And they let her in. She's accepted to Harvard.
And then off to Harvard she goes.
She shows up in her convertible and a moving truck and a whole moving crew.
As she does.
She's wearing like this all pink outfit and her little dog, and she does not fit in at Harvard Law School.
But she does not care or notice.
Nope. She checks in and she's like, where's my special events calendar? And they're like, this is Harvard. We don't have special events.
And then she's sitting in a group of people introducing themselves, as you do awkwardly on the first day of school. Mm-hmm. And they have all these crazy, like, things they've done, like PhDs and deworming orphans in Africa. And
yes. And she's just like, hi, I am the president of my sorority. I'm a Gemini. I thought it was real. I feel like, though, that encompasses all of us. Like, when we go somewhere and all these people are accomplished and you're like, I'm not this accomplished. I don't fit in.
And
like,
she does not care.
No, we've all felt like that. And it's great that she's just, like, embraces who she is. And she's like, this is me. I'm going to be a lawyer. So she goes to her first class, and in her sparkly, like, business suit kind of thing.
Which her dog has a matching bow tie. That's important. Bruiser needs to match.
He has to. She's saying hi to everyone, and she sees Warner outside, and she walks by pretending she doesn't see him, like you do.
And then he's like, what?
And she's like, oh my God, I forgot you go here. I go here too.
And he's like, what, on like vacation? And
yeah.
She's like, no.
And he says, like, he's kind of like really shocked that she got into Harvard. And she says my favorite line, what, like it's hard? Ugh.
And he's still shocked.
Let's go back. Because I've used that line all the time, especially when people don't think I can do things and then I do them. Ugh, Elle Woods. Okay, so yeah. So she tells him she's gonna like throw a party, and he's like, wait, what's happening? She's like, gotta go to class, and leaves. She owned that situation. That's the best way to see an ex-boyfriend.
So she goes to class where she is unprepared for the first day of Harvard Law School.
They all have laptops, and she has like a pink notebook.
There's summer reading. She did not do the summer reading.
Yeah, she says she doesn't know there was an assignment. The professor's like, you're not prepared, and kicks her out of class.
After asking another not so nice lady if she should be kicked out, and she says yes.
Yep, so definitely not making friends at Harvard Law. They're not like her friends back home. Definitely not. She leaves in a huff and sits down at a tree where a guy next to her asks her a whole bunch of questions like, oh, what's wrong? And he says that while he didn't get kicked out of class by the same professor, she did make him cry once, but it was in private.
It was in private.
But then he gives her a lot of advice. He tells her about the other teachers and what they like and what they don't like, and then Warner interrupts. And that's it. That's where our 30 minutes is. We covered a lot. Like, Elle went from a sorority girl who just wanted to get engaged to now being a law student. And, like, I think it's a lot in 30 minutes.
It is. We got a lot in this one.
Okay, so I've seen the movie, obviously.
I've obviously seen this movie.
So we can't make predictions, but we can tell you if you should or shouldn't watch it. So, Miss Sam, you can go first.
I'm going to say you should obviously watch Legally Blonde. It is one of the best movies of all time. There's no reason not to watch it. Like, there's not. You have to find out what Elle Woods does.
So I'm gonna also say watch it. When I first saw this movie, I thought it was just about some like dumb blonde girl doing dumb blonde things. And I watched the movie and like it really dawned on me that Elle Woods is like a feminist. Like at first I was like, oh, this is not gonna be like pro-woman, but it really is. She embraces who she is. She does hard things that people don't expect she can do. She kind of like at the end has like a revelation that like maybe I don't need men, maybe I can do this on my own. And I think it's honestly a really great movie. It's funny and like it's definitely got like a little bit of things that you're like, but the whole attitude of the movie is really like pro-woman, and I really like that.
There's also a musical to go with it.
There is. I
have seen the musical.
I've never seen it.
I saw it on Broadway before it closed.
When Broadway opens back up, we should go see it, Miss Sam.
It's not on it anymore.
Oh, it's off?
It ended, yeah, a long time ago.
No.
You can see it on YouTube, though.
Okay, we'll watch it on YouTube then. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in for Chick Flicks. This is our last episode of the season since spring is pretty much over. Maybe we'll be back in summer. I don't know. We'll think about it. Okay, thanks for tuning in.
Bye.